Is luck real, or is it just a bizarre coincidence we can't explain and therefore label as luck? We probably will never know, but these following 5 people have had such good luck it makes you wonder if they know something the rest of us don't. Number 5. Joan Ginther. Did you know that the chance of winning the lottery is around 1 in 200 million? In fact, you are more likely to die getting struck by an asteroid than win a lottery. But how would you explain Joan Ginther's situation then? She won the lottery not once but an incredible 4 times. Her life changed when she won a cool $5.4 million only to win $2 million more 10 years later. It doesn't end there though, as 2 years later she won $3 million and a staggering $10 million in 2008. Number 4. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. It was during World War II that Tsutomu was an employee of the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. During one of his work visits to Hiroshima was when the first nuclear bomb dropped in 1945. Blessed though injured by the blast, he somehow managed to survive. He quickly returned to Nagasaki to his family and started work on the 9th of August, the day the second nuclear attack happened. He miraculously survived this too. In March 2009, Japan officially recognized Yamaguchi as a survivor of both blasts. He is now the only person officially recognized as surviving 2 nuclear bomb explosions. Mr. Yamaguchi lived to a ripe old age of 93 and died on January 4, 2010 at his home in Nagasaki. Number 3. Nichiren. Nichiren was a prominent 12th century monk who was sentenced to execution for having written a prophecy that the Japanese authorities felt was submersive and undermining their power. As pure luck would have it, Nichiren managed to escape his own beheading when the executioner was struck and killed by a lightning bolt when he raised his sword. He was later released by the authorities due to the weird circumstances. Number 2. Bill Morgan. Accidents can happen at any given point of time. For Australian Bill Morgan, it was when he was tragically crushed when his car met with a truck in an accident. Dead for more than 14 minutes, he somehow managed to not only survive but also came away from 12 days of coma even after his family removed the life support. To celebrate the new life that was granted to him, he bought a scratch card and won a $27,000 car. To document his incredible story, a local news channel asked him to reenact the winning moment by scratching another card, only for him to win another $250,000 again during the live reenactment. Number 1. Frane Selak. Known as the luckiest man to ever live, Croatian Frane Selak cheated death not once or twice but an astonishing 7 times. Selak's brushes with death started in January 1962 when a train he was travelling in flipped off the tracks and crashed in a freezing canyon river. Bystanders pulled him to the shore while 17 other passengers drowned to their deaths. Selak just suffered a broken arm and hypothermia. A year later, during his first and only plane ride, Frane was blown out of a malfunctioning plane door and, as luck would have it, landed on a haystack. The plane crashed, killing 19 people. 3 years later, a bus he was travelling in skid off the road into a river, drowning 4 passengers. Selak, however, swam safely to shore with only a few cuts and bruises. 2 years after, Selak was trying to teach his youngest son how to hold a gun. Selak hadn't realised that the safety trigger was accidentally off and somehow managed to shoot himself in the testicles. Selak's testicles had to be removed, but he again luckily survived. In 1970 and 1973, he got into accidents where his car caught fire. Apart from singed hair, Selak managed to get out of the situation absolutely unharmed again. Later, in 1995, Selak was struck by a bus but only sustained minor injuries. A year later, he eluded a head-on collision with a United Nations truck on a blind mountain curve by swerving into a guardrail. The guardrail couldn't hold its own and gave way under the impact force of the car. He was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the car when the door flew open. Selak saw the car plummet down about 300 feet into a gorge. You'd think cheating death an incredible 7 times would be enough to put you on this list, but there's more. In 2003, 2 days after his 73rd birthday, Frane Selak won a staggering $1.1 million in the Croatian national lottery. While he bought 2 houses and a boat with it, Frane also used the money to buy a small chapel to thank the Lord for all his fortune. After $1.1 million and 7 near-death experiences, he better be thankful. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome lists of all things 5. This is All 5, and until next time, feed your mind.